Alright, the withdrawal policy. Blah, 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 blah. You have until Wednesday, March 25th to withdraw without academic penalty. I'm going to tell you that if you think you need to withdraw because you're not succeeding in the class, you should contact me. It becomes a little difficult to understand exactly what grade you have in this class because it's a points-based class. So right now all of you have 0 points, which means you all have an F. After the first week or so, or after the first test, maybe you now have 150 points total, and you still have an F, even though you got an A on that test, because what matters is the point total at the end of the semester. About 2/3 of the way through the semester, I will explain to you a little how you can figure out what your grade is. But generally speaking, if you are doing well on everything, you should just assume you are getting an A in the class. So if you're doing generally B work on everything, you should assume you're getting a B in the class. If you're generally doing C work on everything, etc., etc. So before you withdraw, I would, if you feel you do that, check with me. Maybe you're doing a lot better than you think you are. Class notes. First of all the times given in this class are for the Eastern Time Zone in the United States of America. If you are in some other U.S. time zone or abroad, please figure out the deadlines based on the Eastern Time Zone in the United States. Without a high-speed internet connection, you will have a very hard time with this class. There are a number of movies and a number of videos you need to stream. If you don't have a really good high-speed connection, that's going to be very difficult. Your computer needs to be up to date. If your operating system isn't up to date, if your software isn't up to date, if your computer is filled with spyware, trojans, viruses, etc., this class will be very difficult for your computer to handle. If you're using a Mac, please use Firefox as your browser. Angel does not play well with Safari. It will do most things well in Safari, but there's a few things that Angel and Safari don't do well with one another. And, well, there you go. All the requirements for the critiques, analyses, and papers for this class, so the requirement for all the critiques, analyses, and papers for this class is 1,000 words. Now, I hold the right to refuse any and all written assignments that are under 1,000 words. If I accept an assignment that is less than the requirement of 1,000 words, there will be a significant reduction in the grade. Make sure that you are getting to that 1,000-word total. Probably should tell you that my other dog's name is Hazel. H-A-Z-E-L. The requirement, I will get things graded as quickly as I can. Bugging me about grades does not get it done any faster. I'm not a very fast grader, but I will endeavor to do it as quickly as I can. Tests 1 through 4 are set up in a way that most students don't like. You will get one question at a time, and you cannot go back and check your work. You also will have a very short time in which to take this test. I have not done this to make it harder for people who have test anxiety, although I realize that might happen. The point is, I'm trying to ensure that the students who know the answers do well in the tests. Those who don't know the answers and who are trying to look everything up as they take the test do not do well on it. If I gave a lot of time, students who have not studied will have time to look things up. If you don't like this, I'm sorry. Go take the traditional face-to-face class. In that class, you are given all the time you need. If you have accommodations for extra time on tests, get that information to me and we will set it up so that you get the extra 50% time on tests. The following are some of the assignment breakdowns and due dates. The due dates can be found on the calendar. While a change is not likely, due dates are subject to change. Please make sure that you have the most up-to-date calendar revision. If there are any contradictory dates anywhere in the course, the date that is on the most recently revised calendar, that is going to always be the very first file in the lessons area, are the correct dates. I have put that calendar together to try to let you really clearly see when tests are open, when quizzes are open, when lessons are open, when things are due, when things close. I've tried to color code it a little bit so that it's even easier to see when things are open and when things are closed. That calendar is your friend, and making sure that you have the most up-to-date calendar is the wise thing to do. The revision date is in the upper right-hand corner on each page of the calendar, and I will try to make sure that when I revise the calendar, if I revise the calendar, that I let you know. Matter of fact, I will let you know by putting an announcement up on the first page of the class. So anyway, the discussion boards, and I should get rid of that because that's not true any longer. The discussion board breakdown is the first discussion board is about audience composition, and then the second one's about All My Sons and A Raisin in the Sun, Antigone, and Midsummer Night's Dream. The script analyses, the two that are required, are All My Sons and A Raisin in the Sun. They are the due dates and times, and the optionals are Antigone and A Midsummer Night's Dream. They are the due dates and times. The research paper is due March 17th at 8 a.m. and you will have more on the paper soon.